Jeff Kent elected to Baseball Hall of Fame, which again keeps the door shut for Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. I remember Jeff Kent, he had some pop in his bat. So he's entering the Hall of Fame as a San Francisco Giant, even though he was on uh, different teams. You see him there with Dodger Blue on. They bring up Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, again being shut out of the Hall of Fame because of the steroid era, the steroid situation that you know captivated us, right, during that time period. Um, it's interesting because look, when I put steroids over here in the calculator, look at steroids has 37, and you see the reverse reduction, or excuse me, you see the reduction cipher right there. Okay, so straight up numerology. Look at the 37 right there. That's Jeff Kent's birthday. 3-7. You see that? So I wonder if, like, low key, he was involved with steroids. That's just my opinion because you know these articles, right? You can't always. These are just what this is just stories. What they tell us. So when they show Jeff Kent elected, they keep the doors shut on Bonds and Clemens. It just makes me scratch my head, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting, right? And I'll even so yeah, you get 37 with his birthday, and it connects with steroids. So I mean, that's just interesting. That's just a thought I had, and I want to ask Google a question too. And even he was teammates with Bonds on the Giants, right? Was Jeff Kent involved with steroids? More than likely they're just going to say no, right? No evidence or allegations that MLB second baseman Jeff Kent was involved with steroids or other PEDs. He's been considered a clean player from the steroid era. Okay. Look what I noticed here. Look at Roger Clemens has the Barack Obama birthday, I'm noticing. August 4th right there. Right? This one, one of the greatest pitchers ever, right? Roger Clemens. You see him with multiple jerseys on right there. His birthday is just shortly after Barry Bonds, who's mentioned in this article. Both of these guys mentioned in the title. Look at July 24 with Barry Bonds right there. He was on like the Pirates and a member of the Giants. I think those were the only two teams. But look, he's got the July 24 birthday. Roger Clemens shortly after. And again, you see them both. You see them both mentioned here, right? So they're again kept out of the Hall of Fame. Kent is elected. I think they do the ceremony in 2026, right? So that's just kind of like a short introduction here. We'll play this video, and I'm going to show you these connections that I'm kind of teasing you with. All right, so you hear that, right? So look, it's interesting because we get another Michael Jordan connection here. Okay, this is Jeff Franklin Kent. His name is Jeffrey. You see that? Like Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who's heavily trending right now, and he's been connecting to like all of these trending stories, and it makes you think that all of these stories are just they're just coming out in these patterns, like by the language, by the numbers, right? You know, you had the NASCAR guy that died named Michael, right? Jordan involved in the like court case, the court situation with NASCAR. The dude named Michael who died was involved with NASCAR, right? And plenty of other stories. We just had Larry Bird's birthday as well, connected to Jordan. And, now we get Jeff Kent, whose name is Jeffrey, trending for going into the Hall of Fame. I mean, it could have been an Associated Press story on another guy, right? And if it was, I would be sitting here doing the same thing, showing you how it's all by the language and the numbers. I just saw this Kennedy Center story as well. Trump hosts the Kennedy Center honors. Kennedy, Jeff Kent. You know, you see that? Again, these stories are all connected. Notice Jeffrey Kent, if you reverse the alphabet, look at what you get here. 172. That's Michael Jordan's birthday, the 17th day of the second month, 172. That even hit in the Daniel Jones video, 172-day span from his injury from that day, Sunday, to his next birthday, 172-day span. Indianapolis Colts quarterback. Don't forget when Jordan came out of retirement, his first game, he lost to the Indiana Pacers. And on Larry Bird's birthday now, born in Indiana, Daniel Jones gets injured. Don't forget Jordan scored 70, or he won 72 games in a season with the Bulls. Okay, a legendary season. I don't think I put that in here. But look at Jeff equals 27 for Jeff Kent. You see that? Jeff equals 27. Daniel Jones, again, who's trending with his injury, born on the 27th. Daniel equals 27. Jones equals 27. Look, quarterback equals 72 and 72. So you see how I dissect all of these stories back to back to back to back to back to back. Daily Decodes 812, right? That's this channel name. That's what I got going on here. Yeah, the 72 wins by Jordan and the Bulls. Was it 95, 96? If I remember correctly, or give or take a year. I think that was the year. And I showed, they had 10 losses that season. And then Daniel Jones' nickname, Danny Dimes, a dime like 10 cents, right? Notice how Jeffrey Kent, ABC, 123, 26 letters in the alphabet. The last letter would be 26, right? Apply that method. Jeffrey Kent, 125. Michael Annett equals 125. And this is the guy connected with NASCAR that just died recently. At the time, I don't think we had a cause of death. They may have came up with something now, but Michael, like Michael Jordan, again, who's trending with NASCAR. This is a NASCAR guy. Michael Annett, 125, like Jeffrey Kent. Kent kind of rhymes with Annett. Also, remember, look at the reverse cipher, 226. Jordan equals 26. And Jordan's debut with the Bulls was on the 26th day of October as well. We're coming up on the year 26. Notice how this guy's name equals 73, and that's the Jeff Kent birthday again. which is the 7th day of the 3rd month. Remember, steroids equals 37. The Vanity Fair magazine trending, parting ways with West Coast editor Olivia Nuzzi. I covered that story. Vanity Fair equals 125. Look at the date on that article, 125, 125. So these stories with 125 popping up trending, they're all connected because these letters have numerical values. Okay, so we get the articles pumped out by the language, letters, numbers. Okay, this is, look at all the stuff you do in your day-to-day life that involves numbers. All right, this is a very meticulous system, if that's the right word. Just a very organized, detailed system. It's a computer pumping out stories at random, but not so random because it's by the language and the numbers. So notice the 12 on Jeff Kent's jersey right there. He goes into the Hall of Fame as a San Francisco Giant, teammates with Barry Bonds, right? He's got 12 on his jersey, and look at the 12s we get in this story. He received 14 to 16 votes from the Contemporary Era Committee, 2 more than the 12 ballots needed for the 75% minimum. San Francisco Giants equals 75. And look down there. Kent will be inducted into Cooperstown, New York, July 26th. There's another 26, along with anyone chosen by the Baseball Writers Association of America, whose balloting will be announced on January 20th. 120, like 12. Again, you see the 12 on his jersey. His last season with the Dodgers, he hit 12 home runs. The Hall in 2022 restructured its Veterans Committees for the 3rd time in 12 years. We are in the 12th month, which is December, and we find out this news about Jeff Kent being selected to enter the Hall of Fame. Notice how he had 377 homers in his career. Like 37, which again is his birthday. And remember, steroids equals 37. Don't forget they mentioned Roger Clemens being shut out, Barry Bonds being shut out of this entrance into the Hall of Fame one more time, and they're connected with steroids. Here, this is Cameron Boozer, who had a nice game for the Duke Blue Devils against the Michigan State Spartans. He's trending. I also covered that story. Look at his birthday. He's born in the 7th month, Jeff Kent on the 7th day. Look at Boozer's birthday, 199 days leaving 166. Jeff Kent's birthday leaves 299 days in the year, and it's the 66th day. Look at that. 66, 166, 199, 299, both trending. And you see the story right there. 66 to 60, Cameron Boozer scores 18 in the victory over Michigan State. I feel like there's something else in there I wanted to show you. Look at the total score, 126 in that basketball game. On 126, the date, and you see, you add up the score, you get 126. Oh, yeah. 12 weeks and 6 days before Jeff Kent's next birthday, he said after Sunday's vote announcement, thoughts are so far clouded, absolutely unprepared, emotionally unstable. That's what he said. Look at that. 12 weeks, 6 days. Remember, baseball equals 162. So you get the same numbers. And I think there's another 162 with baseball somewhere, but you get my point. Congratulations, Jeff Kent. Right? Is it baseball that also has 162, or is it just Major League Baseball? Baseball's got 162, and there's 162 games in a season. There's that 162 right there. And I feel like steroids connects with Los Angeles as well, and he was on the Dodgers as well. 109. Los Angeles has the 37, like the Jeff Kent birthday. Steroids equals 37. Look, Los Angeles 109 like steroids. 53 like steroids. Look at that right there. Right? Okay. So, maybe he got off the hook. You know, I don't think a lot of people liked Barry Bonds, maybe for other reasons, which would be unfair, right? Because I'm pretty sure I can almost guarantee a lot of these players got away with it, with the steroid stuff, and then they just targeted certain players. Look at that final season for Bonds: 28 homers, just 66 RBIs, 94 hits. Not a bad final season for Barry Bonds there. You see Roger Clemens again right here. The Rocket, 24 seasons, most notably with the Red Sox, Yankees, also played for the Blue Jays, Astros. Again, he's got that Barack Obama birthday. That's interesting. Bomb, right? Obama, bomb. And look, the Rocket with the same birthday. That could be a separate video right there. So pretty awesome. Hope you like that. Jeff Kent elected to Baseball Hall of Fame, which again keeps the door shut for Bonds and Clemens. The steroid era, man. And what a time. Remember Sammy Sosa as well, Mark McGwire. An interesting time in history on the world stage. Until next time.